again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal on 2K Sports, and the NBA season is about to begin. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs up against the Golden State Warriors at their home, Oracle Arena. And for the Warriors, there's been a lot of discussion about them in the offseason, and even though today won't count in the standings, it's still such an exciting day.
Wait till you're announced.
The Warriors have a Western Conference contest on their hands as they prepare to defend home court here at the Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. Hi, everyone. I'm Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Happy to have you along for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. And the starting group for the Spurs. Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. Leonard and Duncan are the pair at 4. And it's Splitter in at center. Well, you look at the numbers for the Warriors last season. Their offense revolved around Steph Curry.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Kevin. The numbers were staggering. With Curry on the floor, they were right at the top of the league in offensive efficiency. And when he sat down, they were the worst. A lot was on his shoulders, and he carried that burden well.
So it's the Spurs now. 4-point game. Here's Parker to the left wing. Now split. 6 to shoot. Leonard, no luck.
And Curry not just a factor offensively with his scoring, but driving different plays from others. I think the departure of Jared Jack really allowed Curry to take on a larger playmaking role, and he showed he was ready for it.
Now here's Green after the miss from Stephen Curry, and Green gets it to go.
Well, he wasn't fazed at all by the bigger man on him, and on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he'd prefer to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it.
Now here's Curry, puts one up from 19, and Iguodala gets it to go in on the assist by Curry.
Talk about all of the gaudy numbers for Curry last season. Extremely impressive offensively. There's one number he'd like to cut down on, and that's the turnovers. Second most in the league last season. And he'd be the first to tell you he knows he can do better, and I'm confident he will.
Here's Leonard after the made shot from Andre Iguodala. Leonard dishes to Splitter. Not really his range, and it's off target. Warriors have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Curry kicks to Thompson. Iguodala outside. Now here's Lee. Thompson outside. The tray. The shot will not go. Empty that time from Leonard. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin. You know, with the expectations low for him, he can provide a nice lift when he does put the ball in the basket.
Now here's Curry. Pass to Lee. A rebound by the Spurs. Parker up top, guarded by Curry. Pass to Green. Let's go. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
You know, Golden State historically has always been a dangerous offensive team, but it's really their defensive improvement that triggered their elevation into the upper echelon of the NBA.
Now here's Iguodala. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. And again, it's the Warriors missing. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Splitter with the ball. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And that one's good. Parker. And the defensive improvement for Golden State has kind of been piece by piece. They've had the right strategy and motivation, certainly from the coaching staff. Obviously, Steve, a healthy Andrew Bogut has helped.
Yeah, I'm just impressed with what they've done the last couple of years in terms of their attitude, their personnel, their mindset to become more defensive-minded and a much better rebounding club as well. Really getting after it on the offensive boards, adding to his early total with that putback.
dishes it to Splitter. It's stolen by Bogut. Outside Curry. 1:31 left to play in the first. Lee, good, and Curry gets the assist.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in the movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Looking at David Lee, you know, guys, one thing that really stands out about him, and there's a lot, but very well-rounded offensive game.
He's so mobile. He's an ambidextrous finisher around the rim. He can step out and hit that mid-range jumper. The ability to use both hands kind of reminds me of you, Kevin, how you sometimes hold the mic in your left hand, sometimes with the right.
I'm glad you noticed.
Yeah, one thing about Steve, he is observant. You know that. He doesn't miss much.
Warriors leading by 3. And here is Barnes. Outside, Green. Free throw line jump shot. Again, Golden State.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
Ginobili kicks to Duncan. He feeds it to Mills. Shot clock at 6. Got a piece of it. Ginobili the pass to Mills. Once again off the mark by San Antonio.
Good glass work there. Rebounds have been a little tough to come by for them in this quarter.
Well, it looks to me like they're still finding their way out there, but it is early.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Inside, it's stolen by Green. And now Barnes running the floor. Oh!
Tore it down that time. And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Mark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right. Those are phenomenal dunks to watch. So much fun.
It's the front of the rim and out. And the horn signals the end of the first. Not much offense so far. The Warriors on top as they dominate the last minutes of the quarter on an 8-0 run. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
Well, they've come out of that locker room with the hot hand. Those jumpers have been falling for them.
And the other thing they're doing is forcing a lot of turnovers, and that's helping them to get easy points at the other end.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And Golden State looking who they've got. Barnes and Green, the forward tandem. Livingston is out there with Rush, and it's Spates in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Mills. Harrison Barnes picking up that last basket. He kicks to Livingston. Shoots from 12. Can't get it to go. It's the Spurs taking it the other way. Ginobili attacking, and there's the call on Ginobili. That's his first foul.
Well, I love it. He gets there first, absorbs the contact. Nice play defensively.
No flop there. He took that one right in the chest.
And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. San Antonio also making some changes. Splitter is checked in for Duncan. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And Parker's subbed in for Patty Mills. And here's the intentional foul, but you know it's coming here at a very inopportune time.
Yeah, that's a bad play there. That can really cost you the game. You've got to be smart when you make those intentional fouls.
The Spurs making a switch here. Green's checked in.
An excellent display of passing out there, fellas. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have been assisted on.
Well, they continue to find the open man and play unselfishly. This is true team basketball we've seen. And
San Antonio has possession. They trail by 11.
Well, David Lee a two-time All-Star. Over the past 5 seasons, he's averaged about 19 points and over 10 boards a game. Impressive numbers.
Oh, here's Parker. Passes it to Dion. Leonard on the wing. Just 4 to shoot. Got a piece of it. It's good from the top of the key. And David Lee, so consistently productive, and yet he's had his critics.
Well, I think part of it is because people tend to focus on what guys can't do sometimes instead of all the things they do. And David Lee gives you consistent production as a scorer, as a finisher. He's an underrated passer as well. And you know what you're going to get from him every time he steps between those lines. Great effort and pretty consistent production.
Here's Curry. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Outside Curry. In the post. Diaw on him. No good from Lee. Spurs trailed by 9. Leonard attacking. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Johnson with the rebound.
I thought he rushed it, guys, because he had a clean look. Just lost his focus.
Shot from 12. Here's Bogut. Second shot opportunity. Rebound San Antonio. Splitters got 3 rebounds now in this one. Leonard with the ball. And Curry picks him up defensively. Fade. Again, Leonard missing.
Fadeaway was the right shot there because it got his attempt away from the defender, but the touch was poor.
Curry against Green. Curry kicks to Iguodala. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got his 4th assist in this one. Spurs trailed by 12. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Leonard on the wing. And that one's good. Leonard's got 4 points this quarter. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Mark, you think of how much success the Spurs have had, and it's almost as if they can plug anyone in, and they are immediately on the same page and working as a unit.
Well, they make it look easy, but there's a lot of work that goes into that. They evaluate the players they bring in, wanting to fit them into a culture that already exists, and continuity and consistency you get from the top down. Greg Popovich, Tim Duncan. You've got those guys in place, and you throw in Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker, and you've got a group that you can win with for a long time. They've done just that.
Here's Iguodala. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Just 5 to shoot. Thompson inside the line, and it's good. It's time running down on the shot clock. Thompson's got his first points of the game. Spurs trailed by 12.
It is with the Spurs, as you said, a matter of anyone wearing the uniform has a complete understanding of what they need to do on offense or defense to win.
Now, here's Green. Parker dishes to Splitter. Steph Curry with the rebound.
That's not his shot there, guys. And whether you play D on him or not, he's going to miss that one.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Well, Kevin, Steve Kerr taking over as head coach of the Warriors, a 5-time NBA champion whose focus is on creating sustained success. He said, we've got a chance to be really good for the next decade. Let's just take a swing every year and be consistent with our efforts, and we'll have our chances. And we get to watch him, Kevin.
Looking to build something that'll last. Thank you, Doris. Draymond Green, he's checked in for Andrew Bogut. San Antonio also making some changes. Duncan comes in for Splitter. And it's Ginobili in for Daniel Green. Diaw, the screen. No good from Ginobili.
And you know, with the Spurs, I remember games last year when the stars were out or being rested, and they would still win games because of the strength of their reserves. And they didn't have to make adjustments as they marched through the playoffs. They basically kept on keeping on, doing what they had done all season.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
Different look here for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Lee. Harrison Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. Brandon Rush is checked in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. San Antonio also making some changes. Ellenelli is checked in Kawhi Leonard. This Mills in for Tony Parker. And San Antonio has possession following the score by Golden State. Offensive rebound. Here's Diaw, and that one's good.
The defense just looked a little lazy on the glass there.
Yeah, nobody boxing out. That's inexcusable.
Here is Livingston. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Feeds to Rush. Dishes it to Barnes. Shoots it up. And it's Golden State with another. Up in time. Can't get it to go.
Thank you, Kevin. Coach, you haven't seen much work put in off the bench thus far. When we see that second unit after the break, what are you hoping to see from them?
I just want to have a semblance of motion so that they know where they're going and the ball moves. They don't play in a crowd. Just basically see if they know what they're doing.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Andre Iguodala with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Blake created a lot of opportunities for himself in the first couple of quarters. I'll tell you what, he was smart with his shot making too. Really took good ones.
You know, points per shot attempted is really one of the undervalued stats in the game, and it's a real measurement of efficient scoring.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. Leonard and Duncan are the carriage forward. Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And it's Splitter in at the center position. Here's Curry. That's good. Curry's got the first bucket of the third here for the Warriors.
They can't afford to give him that kind of look.
Well, it came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to fight over the top of that.
Steph Curry known for his great shooting, and rightly so, but a well-rounded player. In fact, he tied for second in the NBA last season with 3 triple-doubles.
Oh, here's Parker. That's good. Parker's got 5.
This is exactly what they need to do right now. Attack the basket, and hey, if you get fouled, I mean, you get the opportunity to shoot free throws.
Thompson outside. The dish to Lee. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Steph Curry's first triple-double. How about this? It happened early last season, and it only took him 3 quarters of play. And what was an early statement game for the Warriors against the hapless Sixers, Steph showed them who was in charge. That
goes it up high. And the dunk by Duncan.
Really hard to decide, guys, which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Clark, there's no wrong answer to that one, my friend. Sensational alley-oop all the way around.
All of the above.
And Steph Curry, Steve, one of the best rebounding point guards in the NBA throughout his young career.
Yeah, not the strongest or the most explosive athlete, but incredible coordination and anticipation. His feel for the game allows him to figure out where to be before everybody else on the field.
Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Duncan, the pass to Splitter. And stolen by Bogut.
Well, great job preventing that ball from getting into the post. Easy, too, if he doesn't make that steal.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's dribble.
Yeah, and such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just the tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
Now, here's Green. Here's Parker. Another one falls for San Antonio.
They've been good on all 3 of the shot scenes coming out of the locker room at the break.
Timeout call for Warriors. And at this point of the game, always important to stay focused. And while the coach goes over the game plan, these players are getting a much-needed chance to rehydrate and refuel with Gatorade. And guys, we know the drill well, all three of us drinking the Gatorade too.
Yeah, no question. Right. I mean, Kevin, people have no idea the fatigue that can set in during a telecast. And so it's important for us to stay hydrated all day long.
Clark, you're always hydrated.
Yeah, I try to be, but it's usually with a combination of H2O and Gatorade.
I love Gatorade. And look at Steve, got the Gatorade shirt on.
Yeah, he's really immersed in the Gatorade.
Yeah,
gotta love it.
Here's Parker after the made shot by David Lee. Duncan kicks to Splitter. That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut down to 14, getting a little bit closer on the bucket from Green.
And still perfect here in the second half. 4 for 4 from the field.
Now here's Iguodala. He has 7. Curry, a screen on Duncan. It's stolen by Green. And oh, here we go with Green. Nobody down. It's down the breakaway slam.
Well, they need those kinds of plays right now. I mean, smart defense generating some offense.
That's the way you creep back into a game. Get those key stops, push it down the floor with your transition game.
A chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Guys, Draymond Green, a second-round pick in 2012, but his tough defense and high basketball IQ have earned him minutes. He said, quote, "I never cared about stats, and I still don't. My goal is to have an impact on the game. Sometimes you have the biggest impact with plays that don't show up in the stats. Those are the plays I live for." Great attitude, Kevin.
A real gamer, Doris. He loves the game. Thanks. So Greg Popovich going to take a timeout right here and talk to his team.
Greg Popovich with 15 straight 50-win seasons as head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. What a remarkable streak of success. And I don't really think folks understand what that level of consistency embodies. He's widely regarded as the best head coach in the NBA, and for good reason. He's the full package as a head coach.
Curry dishes to Iguodala. Lee sets a screen for Iguodala. Lee kicks to Bogut. Diaw with the steal. Down low. Here's Leonard. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target.
You know, they're not totally dominating the glass, but they're definitely doing enough to keep this lead right where it is.
Well, if you're doing enough good things and you're maintaining at least a slight edge on the boards, you're usually going to be in pretty good shape.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but their cutting, their movement together as a unit that's led to that.
Oh, here's Parker. He has 7. And the shot is good. Parker's got 6 here in this quarter.
And a pleasure to watch him work at that end of the floor.
Warriors leading by 10. Outside Curry. Here's the teardrop. And that one's good. Curry's got 6.
Boy, they look helpless defensively.
The Spurs have gotten nearly everything to drop this quarter. They're 7 of 8 from the floor since halftime. He lobs up the alley-oop pass.
Boy, you gotta love it. Picture-perfect alley-oop.
A little surprised, though, Clark. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same.
You know what? Yeah, but it almost makes it a little more special, Kev. Just grace over power is the way I see it.
Duncan against Lee. Clock at 6. Curry attacking. Lee trying to get open. Stephen Curry again. 8 points for him.
We're seeing him bring that shooting percentage up now, guys. The first half was a struggle for him.
Parker outside. And he uses the glass on the way. Parker's got 11.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, 10 of the last 12 points have come from close range, so I agree.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Here's Thompson. To the wing right side. Livingston passes to Thompson. That's good.
Virtually uncontested. It's nice to be able to add to the lead without really having to work for it.
Here's Duncan. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And here at the end of the 3rd quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Warriors ahead. They lead by 12. And 4th fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Well, with this assist, he shows you just what a well-rounded guard he really is. Kind of a combo guard, even though he's listed as a shooting guard. Really a diverse offensive skill set.
We're almost seeing more of that, aren't we? Those guys that have point guard skills that can play both those positions.
Yeah, for sure.
Warriors leading by 12. Thompson and Ball, the 2 and 3. Green is out there with Maurice Spates. And it's Livingston in at the 1. That's the Warriors 5. Now, here's Dio. Harrison Barnes missing his last shot from 11 feet away. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Diow's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Spurs. Livingston dishes to Green. And he throws it down hard with one hand. Well, now they're just going to town on him.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin. So far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
Here's Mills. Green with the rebound.
That was a layup. You've got to knock that down. You've got to convert when you get those opportunities.
Livingston kicks to Green. Barnes sets a screen for Green. Barnes against Ginobili. Down to 5 on the shot clock. There's Green with the 3. Second chance shot. And Spates gets it to go. And the Warriors lead by 14.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. Once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
Now here's Ginobili. Shot is off.
This guy's a good three-point shooter, but that was probably a little bit too far.
Yeah, not what I would call working to get the best shot either.
The drive by Green, and that one's good. Green's got 4 points this quarter.
Yeah, he didn't have to slow down at all, guys. Just perfectly timed pass.
Barnes against Ginobili. He lobs it up. Splitter, that's good. And it's the Warriors with the ball. Now a timeout called by Golden State. Well, going into last season, Thiago Splitter accepting a 4-year, $36 million extension, Steve, from the Spurs.
A lot of people questioned the value of that contract, but Splitter more than earned it with his play throughout the regular season and in the playoffs. He's versatile, he can pass, he can defend. And even though his numbers were down a little bit last year, he made tremendous impact just in terms of their interior play.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sideline.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard the Warriors coach as he addressed his team. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
And Splitter clearly, when you look at him offensively, is not a floor spacer. He's a guy who's going to finish inside. He's going to set solid screen. Even though he plays close to the basket, his field goal percentage dropped out over the last couple of seasons. He was once superb in that area. Now he's just rock solid. But with the Spurs, in his role, rock solid is good enough.
Spurs trailed by 18. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones a long time without a basket.
And find something right. Parker with a deep look from outside off the mark.
Splitter still shooting over 90% of the shots in the game. Less effective down low. Injuries perhaps a factor. We'll see if he can bounce back.
Now here's Iguodala. Lee sets a screen for Iguodala. Rebound San Antonio. Leonard's got his third rebound tonight.
Looking at the game for Lee, he has 8 points and a steal.
And a breakdown here, guys. The Harvest dance for the Warriors.
Now, forcing turnovers, you want to convert at the other end. That's what this club has done.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
Duncan, he's checked in for San Antonio. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Iguodala against Leonard. Lee Green on Leonard. Bogut in the corner. It's Curry with the drive. Iguodala wide open. Good, and Curry gets the assist. 12 points to Iguodala.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they built this lead for themselves.
For San Antonio, they've gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Parker against Curry. Looking to end the run. It's hauled in by Bogut. Bogut's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Curry passes to Thompson.
Jersey advertising, an idea that had been bandied about for a long while. Last season, in lieu of that, the league testing out advertising on the court apron for the first time, as well as a small ad on the top of the backboards. So the league, of course, always looking for new revenue streams.
Duncan kicks to Green. Sinks the triple.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Warriors.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And you see the contributions from the role players on the team, and boy, what a game it was for Steph Curry. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone on his team on offense.
Moves back up. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Yeah, the defender draped all over him.
Pretty plain and simple. Got him good there.
That free throw, no good. Everyone knew that the Warriors were going to be a team on the rise after their deep run in 2013. Steve, you saw it firsthand, and they climbed to the ranks of the best in the West in 2014.
Well, they didn't end up where many had hoped, which would have been in the top 4 of the conference, but they were powerful at times and tough to stop. And in the West, you know, they still finished 6th, which shows you the depth of the conference.
Right side, Green. Lee dishes to space, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Terrific job taking care of business in front of the home fans.
And Steve, I thought those fans, those home fans, gave this team a big lift all game. A lot of positive energy in the building.
Here is Splitter. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And the dunk by Duncan.
Interesting. They're like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got energy.
You know, it's not going to change anything, though, other than to make their losing margin a little more respectable.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, with the game out of reach, intentional fouls don't mean anything. It's just an exercise in futility. Let the clock run.
I agree with you, Clark. It just doesn't really compute at this point.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. No good on the second free throw. Now Mills. It's intercepted. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night. These guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dream-like games for a coach.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Yes, Kevin, thank you. I'm with Klay Thompson. As a unit, the team seemed to have a cohesive approach out there. How important was the lift you got from the bench?
Just do it as a team. You know, it's not an individual effort. We're a real deep team this year. We got a lot of guys who start on some good teams, so just did it collectively.
Thank you, Klay. We so appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan player of the game, Stephen Curry.